we're gonna acknowledge our kids on their birthday. You know what I mean? We're gonna acknowledge our anniversary and things like that. Birthdays growing up, we didn't have no party every year for our kids. And we wasn't doing that. We cooked dinner or went out to eat as a family. My husband always baked them a cake. We did something as a family, so we kept it, family orientated. But when you have, what is it? Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, all these other different holidays. When you putting all of that stuff above Christ, I think that's where the problem come in. But when we get together with his family, is everybody getting, it's like a family reunion. So it may be that day of whatever it may be, but it's like it's a family reunion because everybody has time to catch up from being at work. The kids get to play together, you get to love on each other. So it's like, I don't know. I guess to each his own, going back to what Minister Terry said, but it's not like we sit here and we spending a whole lot of money on decoratives and stuff like that. It's like a family gathering time for us. I don't know how to say it.
I think it's okay if you keep God in, like if God is at the forefront.
I think it go back to, when they was talking about eating clean and not clean stuff, and one man were like, saying I can do it because I understand, I know the reason behind it. So it goes back to, do you understand, right? Celebrating Valentine's, Christmas, all that stuff. It's okay if you know to keep the main thing, right? Where it gets tricky at if Valentine's become more important than Christ. That's when, you know what I'm saying, you in that area where you might need to back away from it. But if you know what the date is, if you know what Christmas really is, if you know what these holidays, I call them government fundraisers.
That's it.
If you know what they really are, it's okay if you want to take your wife out to eat, if you want to buy her something, if you want to do those things, it's okay. But just know that those days don't come before Christ. So what I'm saying is you don't put God on the back burner because you try to make sure you take care of Valentine's. You try to take care of July 14th, celebration days and all that stuff. So you just got to know what you can handle spiritually and when you're dealing with these holidays. Right? So that's really what it boils down to.
So you can't sit there and worship Cupid for Valentine's Day. You can't sit there and worship the Easter Bunny. You can't sit there and worship the leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day. You can't sit there.
We have humility because Jesus humbled himself. We reflect gentleness because Jesus is gentle with us. We are patient because Jesus is patient. We forgive because he has forgiven us. And we love because he loved. He is love, and he loved first us. So he first loved us. So that's why we are able to adapt everything that God characterized as who he is. We're able to adapt it all and be able to do the same thing. But once again, that's a choice, and that's a way of lifestyle of a way you want to live. You got a desire to want to do these things. So question 3. Well, now I know we got to close. What time is it? Time to close, Pastor? Okay. The beautiful truth of the gospel is that Jesus has already fulfilled the requirements of the law on our behalf. He is prophesied about in Psalms 24. He that had clean hands and a pure heart, who had not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sold deceitfully, he shall receive the blessing from the Lord and righteousness from the God of his salvation. And the best news of all comes next. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob Selah. That means Jesus was measured and found worthy, and anyone who trusts in him will receive his credentials for salvation. The don'ts can't condemn us, and the do's can't save us. So don'ts and the do's can't save you, but we know by grace alone, by faith and grace alone, you are granted the salvation. But the don'ts and the do's don't save you, and it won't condemn you. But if Jesus is our life and our eye remain fixed on him, his life is